claims things, he says things.
Ayogera
He has
ebintu.
never gone to the police, not once.
Tagenda nko ku poliisi naye aliiri ayogera
How
bwogezi.
can you say they're corrupt when you force them to guard you?
Ogamba otya nti bapoliisi bali banguzi naye nga ate be bakuuma ewuwo?
Abagamba
Kati those who say
nnumba musumba.
I am attacking a pastor.
Sina musumba gwe nnumba.
I'm not attacking any pastor.
Nwanirira kkanisa ya Kristo ebeere n'omusingi ogw'amazima.
I'm fighting for the church.
Because this thing
Kubanga ekintu kino
did not start today.
tekitandise leero.
It started in 1980.
The church and the TV station.
Kubanga bali
And
bagenda
my father said nobody's
ekkanisa
taking
ye.
churches.
N'agamba teri muntu agenda kutwala makanisa.
sisasulangako muntu yenna, sisuubizangako muntu yenna kirabo nti singa wayiza Pastor Kayanja nti yamukozesa.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Ze ajimiti omusomi w'ekitabo era omusomi w'edduwa. Nkozesa kyoto kino, ekyoto kino kiba kitagombolola. Lwaleero ku kyoto kuno kunyambira abantu bange. Buli muntu yenna alina ekizibu kye, ojja ku kyoto kino n'osula akabaani ne nkusabira. Buli alina ekizibu naddala mu abali e Bulaaya n'ompereza amannya. Ne ngasula mu kyoto kino ne nkusembera edduwa ne nkujjako ebizibu ne biba bikusumbuye. Walemererwa mirimu ki ddala mu abali e Bulaaya, abali mu nsi muno mu Uganda, abalemeddwa okufuna visa. Nantegeeza eri Adamu enkozesa nkofu ku kyoto kuno bamala okusindika enkofu eyo negenda ebanja amabanja ge bakubanjiza gonna gwe yalema okufuna okuweebwa ajimiti nkozesa amazzi ku nnyanja kuno kumulengera ku mazzi wano ajimiti nga bwenyimidde olwaleero ngokumasira abaana Adamu bompereza ebiwandiiko byonna bye bompereza ng'oli e Bulaaya mbikwata nembizinga ne mwandika kapapula nembisula mu nnyanja nensaba Allah gwensinza asumulule ebyo bye babikulemeredde awa visa agifuna alemedde okufuna omusajja omulungi amufuna sangeba ku namba 0752 I know people are like, just keep quiet and leave them.
Nkimanyi abantu bagamba sirika obaleke.
But no, church.
Bwe tuba nga tuli babi nnyo.
Your wife came here every Sunday.
Nga mukyalo yajjanga wano buli Sunday.
If we're such a terrible church.
Tumu obukadde bubiri oba kanisa yaffe mbi nnyo.
So if Senyonga came here.
Singa omukulu yajja wano.
Picked money.
In
most cases it wasn't just 2 million.
Ebiseera ebisinga tezaninga na milioni 2 zaasukkanga na muze yanonanga.
Because they were going to take the church and the TV station.
Kubanga bali bagenda
twala. And my father said nobody's taking churches.
N'agamba teri muntu agenda kutwala makanisa. Musumba n'abigaana.
But this ministry stood in the gap. When you lied to Daystar Television about your TV. And about the transformers they gave. But you can't text my mother. Like I said, Kayanja men are fine. You can keep it with us. You can't send someone to my mom. I remember this day very clearly. Because before everything had changed in our office, the office used to be there, back there. If people remember, I remember that situation very clearly. My father stood up here, grabbed the mic, and said, "We need to support them and help them." Man has attacked us for 5 years, and our pastor has kept quiet. He claims things, he says things. He has never gone to the police, not once. How can you say they're corrupt when you force them to guard you? Not to mention, I was at ORU. By the way, I want you to love this school because there's so many pastors' kids from Uganda at ORU. One of them came to me and said, "Rob, you know, many years ago, Jackson Senyonga said there were mass graves. They came and dug up our church, demolished the office. Said my parents put all their money into building God's house. To this day, he's never brought any proof. Just talking. But I think people must understand. I'm not a kid.
29 years old.
ndi mu myaka 29.
If you think it's funny
oba olowooza binyuma oba bisesa
to play in God's house,
okuzanyira mu nyumba ya
play in God's
Katonda,
people,
okuzanyira ku bantu
you
ba
don't
Katonda,
preach.
tobuulira njiri.
Yesterday, on Tuesday, I want you to understand, I wasn't just seeing my dad.
Ku Lwokubiri nali
I was seeing people whose lives have been transformed.
amaaso tegaali ku taata yekka wabula
People
obulamu
whose
bw'abantu
bills are
obukyusiddwa,
being paid,
abantu Katonda
people
bayamba
being
osasule.
But I'm offering
naye empadde
an
omukisa
opportunity.
omwaganya
Any pastor,
omusumba yenna
especially from Miracle Center,
naddala okuva Miracle Center
who thinks
alowooza
that we are speaking out of turn
nti twogera
and we are doing the wrong thing
nti kye tukola kikyamu
and that I don't have information
era nti siina kye mmanyi
and I'm just fighting your pastor.
tengezaako okulwanyisa musumba
I'm going to set up a day.
ŋŋenda teekawo olunaku
I'm going to invite you here
ŋŋenda kuyita wano
and I'm going to show you what I see, what I saw, what I know.
mbalage bye mmanyi ne bye nalaba.
I'll put you here,
nja kuteeka wano
exclusive,
nga tulimu ffekka
confidential.
nga teri balala bayingira
I will share with you
nga bane naawe
what I know.
bye mmanyi.
You will watch it with me.
ojja biraba wamu nange,
You will hear it with me.
ojja biwuliriza wamu nange,
You will read them with me.
ojja bisoma wamu nange,
And then you'll tell me
olyoke ombuulire
whether before you talk about Pastor Senyonga, you should go talk about your Mosei.
oba ddala nga tonnayogera ku musumba Senyonga wandisoose kwogerako oyo gweyita muzi.
Abagamba
Kati those who say
numba musumba.
I am attacking a pastor,
Sina musumba gwe numba.
I'm not attacking any pastor.
Nwanirira kanisa ya Kristo ebeere n'omusingi ogw'amazima.
I'm fighting for the Church of Christ to have a foundation of truth.
Era abagamba
And those of you say
nti oli ali busy talina biseera biddamu message bwe zityo oba zaavaawa era aba busy ng'akola ki? Okujjako ng'ali busy akyongerayo bwongezi. Naye kino olina okuba nga olina ebiseera ebikyotunuulira n'ogaba nange tukitunuulire tukitegeere kankinnyonnyole.
the other man who you're saying is so busy, he doesn't have time to reply to your messages and whatever. No,
Tosobola kubeera busy
you can't be busy
nga kye baakuyita okuba ng'obeera.
when you're calling and what you're called to represent or be
Kiteekeddwamu ekibuuzo.
is questioned.
You can't be busy doing without having time of being.
Toyinza kubeera busy ng'olina by'okola ebyo by'otambuza ate n'otawakadde kino ky'oli ky'olina kubeera.
Yesu yagamba atya?
What did Jesus say?
Temuligamba nti
You will say,
twakolanga ebyamagero mu linnya lyo,
didn't we perform miracles in your name?
twabuliranga enjiri mu linnya lyo,
Didn't we preach the gospel in your
ne
name?
tukola bino ebyamaanyi mu linnya lyo.
We did these great things and prophesied in your name.
N'abagamba sibamanyanga nako.
He told them, get away from my sight, I never
Kitegeeza
knew
ki?
you. What does this mean?
Osobola n'okukola ebyamagero
You can even perform
nga
miracles
Yesu
here,
takumanyi yakuvaako
but
dda.
Jesus does not know you.
Osobola
He's not even
n'okuwulira
with
enjiri
you. You can even preach the
nga Yesu
gospel,
yakuvaako
but
dda.
Jesus has already left
Lwaki?
you. Why?
Tobadde ky'olina kubeera.
You have not been what you're supposed.
Because this thing
Kubanga ekintu kino
did not start today.
tekitandise leero,
It started in 1980.
kyatandika mu kinaana, mu 1980.
In 1980s.
1980
It came into 1990s.
ne kiyingira mu 90,
And then late 990s.
ate awo ne mu gy'ekyenda mu 9 awo
I wasn't part.
nali
And
sikirimu.
then it started, and then came back in 2010.
Kiikyo ne kiyingira mu 2000 paka 2010.
Some of you heard of that.
Abamu ku mmwe mwakiwulirangako ebiseera ebyo
2010.
mu 2010.
Now here we are.
Kati tutuno tuliwa
2024.
tuli mu 2024.
Kintu kye kimu
It is the same issue
ku muntu y'omu.
upon the same person.
Is there a smoke without fire?
Gwe wali olabye wava omuka nga tewali muliro.
Kati oba ddala omukka weeguli
If really there is a smoke there,
era gwaliwo
and yes it was there
mu
before,
80s.
in the 80s,
era ne mu 90s ne gubaawo omukka
even in the 90s it came back.
era mu 90s nga ziggwako era ne wabaawo omukka
99 there it resurfaced.
2010
Now here
ne wabaawo
2020
omukka
the thing resurfaced.
ne ku intaneti bikyaliko
Even on internet it still lies up
n'abaayogera
down.
baagaana okuzzaayo ebigambo byabwe abamu.
Even some of the people who came out to say refused to take back their words.
Omukka gwali mungi.
The smoke was too much.
2024
Here comes 2024.
era waliwo omukka
There is still smoke
ne
out.
statement gye mbagambye gye baasomye mu kooti jjo
Join that with the statement that
nga
they gave yesterday in court.
omukka bukka
And it's just mere smoke.
nga tewali muliro.
And you say there is no fire.
nja kuwanika emikono nange neebaze Mukama. Bannange obaddemu kabuka tewabadde muliro. Mukama yeebazibwe. Buli muntu addeyo ku mirimu gye temutawaana. Kati g'omusumba ayogera ne Pastor Senyonga tomanyi kye mmanyi.
So you pastor who is speaking against Pastor Senyonga, you don't know what I know.
Mu bukungukungu obugenda mu maaso temuyamba ggwanga, muleke tuyambe eggwanga. Lino eddoboozi lya ggwanga mujje, ggwanga mujje, ggwanga mujje. Ekintu kino tukikwate ng'abasumba, bwe kiba kigaanye bakikwate mu ngeri gye balina okikwatamu, naye amazima galabike. Yesu agulumizibwe, ekkanisa eyerebwe, bw'eba erina okwerebwa, ekkanisa etukule mu linnya lya Yesu.
But I heard it from Reagan later on, who whispered to us that he also called Pastor Senyonga.
Okay, so most interested in your interaction with Jamil that night. He calls you, he coaches you, he also calls those people. Did he do or say anything else while he was with you in the cells?
He continuously urged us to insist that Pastor Kayanja sodomized us, and he assured us that we will get help and even get out of the jail. The cells.
Did you know Jamil before that incident, before him coming in the police cells?
No, I didn't know him, but I got to know him when I was out after some good time.
When you were out?
Out of the cell.
When you say out of the cell, at the police station or later?
Later, after some good time.
Yes.
Because when I went out of there, I decided to leave each and everything about that.
Yes.
But after some time, a certain lady claiming to be Nandutu called me. She even first called me on video call on WhatsApp. And she told me, like, you were given a bond, but you did not come back. And I said, the fact is that I was afraid to go back because I didn't want to be in that shit again.
Yes.
So that day she tried to convince me and I said I will come, but I did not go. The next day, they called me.
When you said they, you mean who?
Nandutu called me. They called me. There is a certain restaurant around Kawempe. Because she tried to, she said, don't be afraid, just come and you make the statement. So
Yes.
I went there, where I found Jamil.
Yes.
Agre, Kanene, and Waswa. Plus Nandutu also.
You found them where?
There's a certain restaurant, I don't recall the name, in Kawempe.
In the restaurant.
Yeah.
So what happened when you found them?
Even Wakamala Alex was there.
Yes.
And they tried to convince me to make a statement accusing Pastor Kayanja that he sodomized us I told them I don't feel safe about this. They really tried to convince me and promised me some good money.
Who convinced you and who promised you what?
Jamil, they convinced me that they are going to give me 800,000.
Who?
Jamil. And I told him, because I was not feeling, I didn't feel like I want to do it. I told him I don't feel safe. I will come back when I feel like I'm ready to do it.
Yes.
So the next day,
And
like
in
on that day,
wait a minute. Let's exhaust that meeting in the restaurant. Apart from Jamil convincing you, did any other person tell you anything?
even Nandutu, they were convincing me that I should make, they wanted me to make the statement right then. They even bought me food.
Yes.
On that day, they even gave me transport of 50,000 so that I come back the next day, because I had refused to make the statement right then.